Welcome to the journey of discovering your hidden power, where we together explore how to make any woman regret losing you. I know the feeling of being abandoned and hurt can bring you down, but trust me, you are much stronger than you think. Don't let the pain cloud your mind. Turn it into a motivation for you to rise and become the best version of yourself. I understand that going through this phase is one of the biggest challenges anyone can face. Losing someone you have wholeheartedly loved and devoted yourself to is a deep pain. But what you need to understand here is that if you were truly the one who brought good things, were willing to communicate and meet her needs, and she still decided to leave, then continuing to ask the question, will she regret it, only keeps you stuck in the past relationship. These thoughts occupy your precious mental space, and most importantly, prevent you from moving towards a better version of yourself. I want to emphasize that you should not let yourself fall into the spiral of questioning whether she regrets it or not. Let her go through her own journey. If there is regret, it will be her process, not yours, and that takes time. Wanting to start over is not about guessing what she's thinking, whether she regrets it, or whether she'll text back. We don't waste another minute following her life. Don't become a detective on social media. There's no need to check where she goes or who she meets. All of that only wastes your precious time without helping you move forward. Instead, start focusing on yourself. Focus on becoming the man you never thought you could be, because the journey to get a woman back is actually the journey of self-discovery and self-building. That's when you realize the values, standards, and principles that you ignored before, which made her no longer respect you as before. In this journey, we will not use cheap tricks or manipulative tactics. Instead, we will focus on awakening your inner attraction, confidence, and true masculinity. Because a truly attractive man is not someone who clings or begs, but someone who makes others willingly turn to him. There are 5 very specific steps to make a woman realize she regrets losing you. But if you don't start changing today, that regret will never come true. Join me step by step to discover the psychological secrets, the subtle strategies to not only make her regret, but also help you conquer any heart you desire. Number 1. Seizing all communication. The first and most important thing when a relationship ends is that you must have the courage to stop all communication. This can be the biggest challenge because deep down we often crave a connection, a comforting word that everything is okay. But trust me, stopping contact is the strongest starting point for your own freedom and rebirth. The more you try to chase, the more you inadvertently confirm that they were right to leave, that you need them more than yourself. In a relationship, true attraction comes from the balance between giving and receiving, between respect and desire. When you become too willing, too easy, you inadvertently give all the power to the other person, implicitly acknowledging that you are the reward that I need to have back at all costs. But what if you choose a different direction? What if you decide not to chase, not to beg, but instead return to yourself? Focus on increasing your self-worth and pursuing your goals. Tell yourself that from this moment on, you will not call, text, or check her social media, no matter how much you miss her. Because every time you actively reach out, you inadvertently push her further away. The more you chase, the easier it becomes for her to forget. Understand that when you are silent, you not only show her that you are strong enough to live without her, but also affirm that you respect yourself and the past relationship enough to not cling to it. Your silence is not a sign of surrender or weakness, but the strongest statement of self-worth. You are telling her, without words, I don't need you to complete myself. This is a profound and resilient message showing that you are brave enough to move on, that you will not trade your self-respect to hold on to someone who no longer wants to stay. The interesting thing is, when you are silent, your very absence will sow a big question mark in her mind. Every question, every piece of her memory of you will begin to emerge, because now you are no longer an easily attainable presence. What is he doing? Is he okay? Was I wrong? Those questions will come as naturally as breathing, making you linger in her thoughts more than ever. Silence is not just a strategy, but an art, a form of mental self-discipline. It gives you time to focus on yourself, to discover aspects that you may have overlooked before. This is an opportunity for you to become a better, more independent, more confident version. someone that anyone would regret not having in their life. Number 2, emotional control. Staying calm after a breakup can be one of the biggest challenges for anyone, but it is also the key to grasping your power and making your ex realize the precious thing they have lost. When you apply the philosophy of Stoicism at this time, you are not denying your emotions, nor are you trying to appear emotionless or cold. On the contrary, you allow yourself to touch real emotions, to look directly at the pain, but not let them control or dominate your actions. Calmness here is not a wall separating you from what was once important, but a deep awareness that emotions are only part of the healing process. You do not avoid them, but choose to stay alert and not let yourself drown in sadness. It is the ability to stand in the midst of an emotional storm, but still know how to take a step back, to see more clearly, and make decisions that are not overwhelmed by emotions. This is the true power of calmness, when you radiate an energy that makes the other person feel that you are strong enough to overcome any pain without losing yourself. When you maintain calmness and steadfastness, your ex will sense a big change. No longer a person easily hurt and swayed by emotions, you become the image of stability and self-control, a quality that not everyone can easily possess. This can make them reflect and wonder, did they really understand everything about you? It is this calmness and steadfastness that creates a strong attraction, a kind of attraction that comes from self-understanding and not being bound by negative emotions. Number 3, mastering the art of scarcity. Becoming less accessible is a powerful art that not everyone has the patience to practice, especially after a breakup. Many people think that the closer they are, the more they appear, the easier it will be for the other person to recognize their value and want to come back. But the truth is quite the opposite. When you are always there, you inadvertently make yourself predictable, easy, and therefore less attractive. On the contrary, when you become less accessible, you create a mysterious attraction, a void that makes the other person constantly wonder about you. When you leave her sight, you are building a new image, stronger and more confident. You are no longer the guy who is always there when she needs you or just a text away. Instead, you become a man who knows his worth, who has his own life, work, and goals to focus on. You don't reply to messages immediately. You're no longer willing to go out every time she asks. You show her that you have a busy and meaningful world that doesn't revolve around her anymore. This is what will make her wonder, worry, and remember you. Don't be afraid to keep her waiting. When you are less accessible, your presence becomes more valuable. Every time you appear, you create a mark, an attraction that is not easy to come by. Don't rush to grab the opportunity to meet if she contacts you. Stay calm, keep your distance, and respond politely but with moderation. This self-control shows that you have matured, changed, and are no longer easily swayed by her emotions or desires. If she truly realizes her mistake and wants to come back, she will have to make an effort herself to clearly feel the void you left behind. But remember, you are no longer the man of the past she once knew. Now you are strong, independent, and know your worth. When she wants to come back, the decision is now yours. You can choose to allow her into your life, or you can also realize that you deserve someone else, someone who is willing to appreciate and meet your new standards. The power in this relationship has shifted. It is no longer her who controls your emotions or decisions. Your silence, your inaccessibility, has made her realize that you are no longer waiting for her attention. And that's when she will have to work to win you back, instead of the other way around. But even if she comes back, be alert to assess whether she is truly worthy of the person you have become. Keep your standards high, because now you no longer need someone to fill the void in your heart. You only choose someone worthy to accompany you in the mature and potential-filled life ahead. Number 4, give her time to realize the void. When ending a relationship, especially when she is the one who initiates the breakup, it is essential to give her time to realize the void you left behind. Don't rush to ask if she regrets it or is in pain, or if she plans to contact you again. Don't torture yourself with constant thoughts about her feelings at this time. Remember, the one who initiates the breakup often believes that the grass is greener on the other side. They think life will be better without you. But that's just a temporary thought. The void you leave needs time for her to understand and feel. Once you step back and are no longer present, she will begin to notice your absence in the smallest things. She will realize that happiness does not only lie in the grass on the other side, but in the place where you once took care of each other, in the simple moments that you once brought to her. Let her experience all the emotional ranges from comfort, freedom, to absence and finally regret. The problem she didn't want to face with you will continue to appear in her new relationship, if any. Sooner or later, she will realize that a good person is not easy to find, and the knots within herself cannot be solved by running away. Time and distance will clarify what she once had but did not appreciate. And when that happens, you will no longer have to wonder if she regrets it or not, because the truth will naturally come to light. Number 5. Accepting yourself. The last and perhaps most important point in the journey of growth after a breakup is learning to accept all your successes and failures. Life, love, and even stumbles in relationships are all valuable lessons that help you become stronger and more complete. If you are truly a good man who sets standards and boundaries for yourself, but the relationship still cannot continue, then do not blame yourself. Sometimes the ending is not your fault. There are cases where the other person is not willing to accompany you, does not want to accept the values you bring, or even refuses to build a solid foundation with you. Failure in a relationship does not diminish your worth, but is a sign that you have tried your best. When you have tried to meet her needs, listened and accompanied her, but still do not receive a sincere response, consider it an opportunity to understand more about yourself and the values you deserve. Maybe she has become negative, unwilling to build a future with you, or unwilling to accept differences. If that is the reason why the relationship has reached a dead end, then continuing to try to change someone who no longer intends to accompany you will only wear you down. So instead of spending too much time worrying and regretting about the person who is no longer a part of your life, direct that energy towards yourself. Become the man you always knew you needed to be. A strong, independent man, living by your own values and not easily swayed by any relationship. Don't let this breakup stop you from growing, but see it as a motivation to keep moving forward, to become the best version of yourself. Your goal is not to become the person she once expected, but to become the man she never thought you could be. A resilient person who always cherishes himself and doesn't need anyone to feel complete. When you develop yourself, when you spend time learning, exploring and pursuing big goals, you will realize that true attraction comes from confidence and steadfastness to your values. This change will not only make you stronger, but it will also make others realize that you are a man who is not easily vulnerable to anything. And if she ever thought you would wait forever, you will prove otherwise. Let your maturity be the answer. Let the sublimation in your life be the message that you not only overcame this breakup but also thrived from it. Remember, accepting success and failure is a sign of true maturity. You don't have to change to please anyone, but change to become the person you are proud of. When you live true to yourself, pursue the things that make you happy, and constantly strive, you will attract worthy people and more sustainable relationships. In that journey, you will not only make her reflect on her decision, but also attract those who know how to appreciate you sincerely and more deeply. Therefore, do not let a failed relationship make you doubt yourself. Move on with faith in your worth, because at the end of this road, you will realize that all the efforts and pains are the foundation bricks to build a promising future. Become the man you truly admire, and you will find someone to accompany you, not because you tried to hold on or change for someone, but because you deserve it. The journey to make someone regret leaving you is not about changing to win them back, but about discovering and developing yourself. You may feel heartbroken, you may feel lost, but don't let those emotions control and dominate your path ahead. Don't try to do something just to get her attention. Instead, do it because you want to be the strongest, most confident, and most attractive version of yourself. When you start focusing on yourself, building personal value, increasing self-confidence, and living a life that you truly love, you will find that the people around you, including the one who left you, will naturally recognize that value. Remember, the greatest attraction does not come from trying to please someone, but from confidence in yourself, from independence and determination to pursue what you are passionate about. And if she truly regrets it, if she realizes you are the one she lets slip away, it will be because you live true to yourself, not because you tried to change to please anyone. And if she doesn't regret it, that's a good thing too, because you've spent all your energy building a meaningful life for yourself. The worthy woman will appear in your life, someone who sees you in the present and appreciates who you are. So, turn this journey into a lesson, an opportunity for you to grow, develop, and shine. But don't forget that you don't need anyone else to complete your life. Confidently walk on the path you have chosen, because the last person who needs to appreciate you the most is none other than yourself. Thank you for watching the video, and remember that the journey of self-improvement is the path to true happiness.